Greetings, Dr. Rathmell and anybody else who may be watching this. I would like to welcome you to my YouTube channel and also welcome you to this video in which I'll be discussing the concluded analysis of my final behavior and learning project. As this project was dedicated to changing a behavior about yourself, someone else, or even a pet, I decided to change my behavior of negative self-talk. I often notice that when I'm put in a situation where I am to observe myself, whether in a mirror, a photo, or a video, all that comes to my head and out of my mouth are negative things. I often look at myself and say, oh, why do I look like that right now? Ew, I'm so gross. Or I say something, or I watch myself in a video, I'm like, oh, I'm so stupid. All these things that are clearly not glorifying to God. This has been a habit I've had for years now, and I've always had the desire to change, but this project really pushed me to finally take the steps and to play the movie and decide what I wanted to change, how I wanted to change it, and by when I wanted to change it. So this was a 4-week log of observing a behavior and seeing how or if it changes over the 4 weeks. For the second and third week, I implemented a punishment. For the first week, I had told most of my peers about this project and asked that whenever they heard me saying something negative about myself, they would call me out on it and I would tally it up in this chart. The first week, I had said 51 negative things about myself that I had noticed or that someone around me had noticed. I'm sure there might have been more that just slipped past me, and I also did not log my thoughts. So with keeping all of that in mind, the maximum negative statements that I said during a day of week 1 was 11 negative statements. That was on a Monday, and Thursday follows closely behind with 10. The minimum number was 4 negative statements. This provides an average of 7.28 negative statements every day in my first week of recording my behaviors. The second week of recording my behaviors, I included a punishment. This punishment was to plank every day before bed, 30 seconds for every negative statement that I had said. The maximum number of negative statements said this week was 6 negative statements, and that was on a Friday. Close behind, I had 5 on a Monday and 4 on a Tuesday. However, my minimum negative statements was much less than last week, being 2 on a Wednesday. This leaves the average number of negative statements to have decreased greatly. For week 3, I had a maximum number of 4 negative statements that fell on a Tuesday, and a minimum number of 0 negative statements that happened twice a week, on a Wednesday and on a Saturday. However, this week's punishment was slightly different. After the week prior, I decided I wanted even more of a change. I continued to plank as I did in week 2. But instead of planking before bed 30 seconds for every negative statement I said, I decided to plank exactly in the moment I said that negative statement. So I would say, ew, I look so gross right now. I would catch it and immediately get down on the ground and plank for 30 seconds. I planked in grocery stores, parking lots, at a park, at my church, and all over my home. My family and friends definitely thought it was amusing. I did not, and that definitely shows in my results. I saw the undesired behavior decrease rapidly, leaving me with an average of only 1.57 negative statements a day for week 3. Week 4 was a little bit different than the prior weeks. It was similar to week 1 in the sense that there was no punishment. However, the results of week 1 and week 4 are so different. There's an 86.3% decrease in the amount of negative statements I said in week 1 to week 4. I had said 6 negative statements in the entire week, leaving me with an average of 0.857 negative statements a day. The maximum number of negative statements I had said in the week was 3, and that happened on a Tuesday. The minimum number was 0, which happened 3 times this week, on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Sunday. I'm so proud of these results because this is something I've wanted to change for so long, and I continue to notice my behavior change even into week 5 and 6. I noticed that whenever I'd say something negative, I would instantly catch it, almost having a feeling like I had to go plank then. I didn't continue to do the punishment, but I did think it was kind of fun that that was such an instilled behavior into me. Even now, I see myself talking negatively so much less, not only about myself, but also about what I'm doing, about the scenario, about my assignments. Overall, I see my words be much more positive, and that's something that makes me so happy. This project was truly such a success. It changed a behavior that I've desired to change for a very long time. Not only that, but it allowed me to see the importance of reinforcers and punishments when wanting to change a behavior. I noticed that the reinforcers and the punishments really encouraged me to do better and to be better. And there's definitely a correlation between these punishments and reinforcers and the behaviors. You notice that as the punishment got harder, more embarrassing, more strenuous, whatever, my behavior started to decrease and I was starting to say less negative things about myself. This project also made me think a lot about the book that we read, 9 Things You Simply Must Do. There's a principle in that book called Play the Movie. This was a very practical way to play the movie and to make sure that you're adding scenes into your life so that the movie ends the way that you desire. This is something I've always wanted to change, but I never played the movie on. I would see that scene, that end goal, but I never took the steps to direct the scenes that get me there. This project encouraged me to do so. I saw myself taking steps to implement scenes into my movie, and now I see myself either at or really close to that final scene. Although I'm not logging these behaviors or planking any longer, I see this positive self-talk and this lack of negative self-talk being a habitual behavior in myself now, and that makes me very pleased. So Dr. Rathmell, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity. I encourage any of you watching too, if there's a habit, whether it be negative self-talk or any other habit that you want to change in yourself, I encourage you to take the steps and do it, because it's really such a rewarding feeling to be at that end of the movie where you're seeing how all these progressive scenes got you to this big finale scene. Thank you so much for watching this video, Dr. Rathmell. Thank you for teaching me in this psych and counsel class, and also thank you for giving me this opportunity to change my behavior and to learn more through this project. Have a great day.